Hi, I'm Keith McEvoy, CEO of Success at Works and founder of SuperCharge Academy. Today we're going to talk about something absolutely critical to your success and your team's success. And it's something that almost no one gets, and I don't know why, because I'm going to take you through this and you're going to go, oh yeah, I get it now, I get it. But it is against probably 99% of the productivity advice that you've been given. 99% of it. It's not that it's wrong, it's just that it's not going to work for you. And what is this productivity advice? It's all that really appealing stuff. You know, the ones, listen, save 10% of your day by focusing or dealing with your emails twice a day or not going to as many meetings or only answering phones between whatever morning and your coffee break. All of that type of stuff. And what I want to say to you, and I'm going to show you why, is that's nonsense for you as a manager. As a manager, it misses the main point of what you're here to do in the world, okay? You're not here to be personally productive. You're here so your whole team is achieving more, okay? And the maths is really simple on this, okay? This is you, yeah? And you put in your hard-working lad, yeah? So you put in 40 hours a week, okay? And with all this productivity stuff, yeah, so you do all of this amazing stuff, you lock your door, you have that quiet hour, you're up every 25 minutes focusing on tasks, you know, all of this, and you get to save yourself 10% of time, 4 hours, yeah, what's that, 45 minutes a day. Wow, you're gonna get home in time to see the kids, all this amazing stuff. The allure of it is absolutely amazing. Saving 45 minutes every single day, yeah? With you on it, yeah? And that's what all this productivity advice is telling you can do. And they're not wrong, but here's what they're missing. They're not speaking to you as a manager, because when you put your manager brain on, you're going, oh, okay, but, and here's a big but, these guys, yeah, your team, yeah? Right, so say if you've got 10 of them working 40 hours a week, 400 hours, yeah? Save 10% on their productivity, and what do you have? You've saved 40 hours a week. That's your job, not this, okay? So the secret is, as a manager, ignore this type of stuff and start focusing on team productivity. Because here it is, you know it. If you had the opportunity to save 4 hours for yourself or 40 hours for your team, which one is actually going to deliver you the most benefit? Which one is going to have people being able to do more stuff and take stuff off your plate? Which one is going to have the benefit of people being able to do more and make you look good with better projects, delivered better quality, quicker, faster? Which one? It's this one, not this one, okay? And we'll come to this one at the very, 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 very end. But for the moment, let's focus on this one and how do you actually achieve team productivity? Because that is, as a manager, your job. So the first one is, I'm going to show you the team productivity 1-2, yeah, the old boxing analogy. The first one as a manager is, well, how do I know what to improve? Right, well, you recognize this? This is you, yeah? And you've got an amazing set of skills right here that you've got. First of all, you've got these things, yeah? See them? They're called legs, yeah? And they are your most important asset as a manager. In Japan, they've got Lean Six Sigma, if you've heard about it. It's this philosophy of continuous improvement and getting better and better. And they have this phrase called go to the Gemba, G-E-M-B-A, Gemba. And what it means is whenever you have a problem or you want to see what's happening, you go to where the work is happening, the Gemba. And that means, yeah, lifting your legs out from under the desk and walking around to where the work is happening, whether it's on a production line or someone's desk or a customer's desk, an office. You get out and you go and, here's the second part. See those guys? Yeah, your eyes. Is when you're actually there, you look and you see what's going on, you observe. And it's so much different when you're actually there in person. You start seeing, this is, so the hour that they're actually spending 15 minutes doing that, then they're doing this, and and your ideas start flowing. You start going, okay, I've now got ideas. And here's the most important part, okay? See these things here? You have two of them, 2 ears. While you're there looking, you ask questions, because the experts in how all of this works and how it interacts are all there. And almost always they are more than willing and so keen to actually go and tell you exactly what's wrong with what they're doing. And I've always been astounded that for every half an hour, or even a full half a day, even a day if you can spare it, go and sit with your teams, watch what they're doing, even do it. And you will go and get this amazing insight about what their problems are, what's actually stopping them doing what they want, why they can't do things as fast or to the level of quality that they need to. And you will have ideas and things to implement that will blow away a 10% productivity for this team. You will have ideas that probably 25, 30, 35%. You will have projects for now to eternity from just doing that. It is so powerful. And it's all sitting there waiting for you. So team productivity, go out to the Gemba, legs, eyes, ears, and get your list and develop that with your team, because that is how you're going to get up here and save 10% of your team stuff. And that's how you skyrocket your team's productivity. The second thing is that, well, that's great. So my team is now at 40% or an extra 40 hours. What's the next thing you should be looking for? And what I say that number 2 is, okay, you've got your team working well, but you now have to look at the overhead, first of all. So what is it taking of your time to actually go and manage what's going on? So the overhead is where you start looking at things like, how many reports am I have to doing? What presentations do I have to do each and every week? How many meetings have I scheduled? How long is each one of those meetings? What is the stuff that you as a manager are imposing on your team just to keep this team running? Because here's the thing. If you have a meeting that's, say, just an hour long and your team of 10 people are there, okay? That's 11 people in a meeting for an hour. 11 hours with just one meeting. So what happens if you could just condense your meeting to maybe half an hour? You just save 5.5 hours, bang. And most teams, you have more than one meeting. You have multiple meetings going on, and then you have meetings with customers. And so have a look at the overhead that you're taking just to run the team. And the second thing to look at is responsibilities. And this is pretty cool. If you as a manager, if you're spending a lot of your time firefighting and you're involved in local problems and trying to figure stuff out, chances are that you've got opportunities here. I had a client involved in every single customer problem they ever had. And I remember speaking to him, and his life was basically the phone would ring up, answer the phone, onto a customer, running out, come back half an hour later, problem solved, hero, great. And so this went on practically the whole week. And so at the end, you started asking, like, why? What do you get by doing this? And he's like, well, of course, customer satisfaction, the customer's experience so much better. And I went, no, that's not what I'm asking. Why are you doing this and not when you're a team? And he's like, well, yeah, they could do it. And went, but why aren't they doing it? And then it just came out. It's like, well, 2 years ago, this story came out. His team handled a customer query incorrectly. Customer went to the CEO with this big letter. Turned out it was a pretty famous customer as well. And CEO went ballistic. CEO phoned up the guy directly. Guy didn't have a clue what was going on because, of course, it was dealt with normally. And he got hammered. And because of this, he decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure I know every single customer complaint. So he thought he was solving a problem, but actually what he did was he took the responsibilities from someone in his team who should have been trained and monitored and looking after this and knowing what was going on. He took it all on himself. And he'd never thought about just giving this back. And as a result, he's spending his whole time firefighting and not actually doing the important things his team needed. And we all have examples of that. We all have stuff that we're doing that actually someone in our team is probably best placed to do. And the example with the client, what happened was he actually pushed it back onto his team. But he didn't just throw it back onto them. He put it in and he made sure that there was always a a methodology that he would know any important customers who had an issue. You'd get a quick email saying this is done, this is dealt with, maybe an issue, maybe not. So he got a heads up on that. But the vast majority, all left. So what was his life like? A hell of a lot better, a lot better. So team productivity, this is, again, your goal is not to do everything yourself, is not to try and save the few minutes of your time. You need to think bigger. You're a manager. Your career depends on this. This is your job. The better you are at getting more hours for your team, the more respected you're going to be, the better function your team is going to be, the quicker you're going to progress, the more time you're actually going to have where your team does stuff that you don't have to do, and you can actually get out the door on time and get home to your family. That's what this is about. So forget about most of the productivity advice that you've ever been told and focus on your team productivity 1-2s, because that is what's going to deliver you the career and the life that you so deserve.